document this. So we got to follow the law of the land. Now, if you are a man per se, now immigration is on the top of the list, but I can't. If you owe child support in America, they will not give you a visa or a passport. You can't get it. You cannot leave the United States if you owe child support, and that affects men. Majority of men, and especially Black men, especially because laws were passed in the 70s against Black families. If the man stay in your house, you're gonna lose your welfare, you're gonna lose your subsidies. So I mean, this has been systematic, y'all. So I know y'all concerned about immigration, but I'm trying to leave America. I can't even leave America. There's thousands of millions of men that can't even leave America because they owe child support. These are conversations that need to be discussed. I know we want to discuss everybody else's problems, but man, that's not my problem. My problem is the mistreatment of Black people, and we haven't got any restitution for our blood, sweat, and tears. And so DEI is not affirmative action. Don't even equate it. DEI is not EEO, equal opportunity, equal employment opportunity. It's not that. They already got laws already for all that discrimination stuff. We already went through it. And I tell everybody, you cannot get rid of isms because favoritism is the same as racism. And you get most of the time, you get favoritism within your own race. So racism and favoritism is the same thing. Both discriminate, both limit, and both are terrible. Y'all can't get me because I went to Midland Lutheran College, so I studied a lot of sociology and psychology. So people always want to focus on one subset of people and say this, but no, if you're a human, it affects all of us. So whatever affects you directly affects me indirectly. Psychology 101, sociology 101, whatever affects you, whatever affects me directly, it's going to affect you indirectly. And so I'm going to turn these lights on so you can see all this handsomeness this morning. We got Ebony and Ivory coming to y'all this morning. So what's going on with you? What's going on with you this morning, Shad?
Well, that's a good discussion. Already this early on Monday to start talking about it and thinking about some of the things that have went on in the country historically and things that go on now. And a lot of people that you run across on social media don't seem to really even grasp any of this kind of stuff because the way that they talk about it is just because they've been kind of brainwashed by a lot of more propaganda that goes out than anything. So it's a good discussion topic today. I'm excited to see what our listeners have to say and what we come up with today. But it definitely in the 70s there were a lot of laws passed to systematically destroy families, particularly Black families, and then it kind of trickled down into other communities as well. And those laws were put in place, I believe, on purpose. It was very systematic. It was very purposeful, and very wrong. And going back and fixing those is going to be the key to building back American society.
Right.
Because when we took the dads out of the home, and now I think it's well over half of all children of all races in this country are in a household that's a single parent household.
Right.
So when we destroyed the two parent household, we effectively, almost handicapped
Right.
whole generations of kids.
Without doubt. And I keep telling people, when you pass a law against a subset of people, it's going to affect you indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
You're human also. And so your men are going to be in the same situation one day. Mm-hmm. And if there's more white women on welfare than black women. And so actually white men are being even affected more than black men because it's more of y'all. But y'all let the elite separate us and said that we're different. No, we have way too many similarities. We're dealing with the same problem. But we let the elite, we let the upper class separate us by color. So we continue to fight and not focus on the 26 families that run America.
Yeah.
Or the 10 families that run the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So conquer and divide it's an old tactic, but it still works today.
Oh yeah. Because everybody, our human nature is to pick a side for whatever we're doing. That's why, the Super Bowl is so exciting, or the presidential race is so exciting.
Right.
Because we all have our favorite. We can't wait. Fly, eagle, fly. I got to throw that in there. Mm-hmm. But we all have our favorite that we want to see win at all costs.
Yep. Yep. And sometimes we'll mind if they cheat. I mean, I'm an athlete, so I like to do things done the right way. But sometimes people cheat. Too to get that victory.
Yeah. And we love that, and competition is a good thing, but they also use that part of human nature to divide and conquer us.
Yeah.
And their biggest fear is actually when we all start coming together.
Without doubt.
And that's why you start seeing, when you start seeing movements like some of the things that's happening now, where there's people from across different races and different political parties and all this kind of thing coming together to say, nah, we've had enough of whatever it is. Mm-hmm. That's their biggest fear.
Right.
Because then they realize they it's no longer working. The scare tactics are no longer working, where they make us scared of each other.
Right.
And mainstream media is really good about doing that, trying to scare people of each other.
Yeah, they do an excellent job. It's called The Fear of Crime, and that's what they say. Well, these people are more criminal, and so you got to watch them. And so they create that that arena.
Yeah.
So, but we as citizens, we got to be smarter than that.
Oh yeah. Because when they divide us, they can conquer us.
Yeah.
But when we don't play into the game anymore, then there's nothing we can't do.
Without a doubt.
And they're afraid of it.
So I'm looking forward to this next 4 years. You know what I mean? And the reason why is because we just got to focus on the legislation. We can't allow anyone that we haven't met affect us emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Shad was talking about, how we don't know these sports teams, but that's my Minnesota Vikings, my favorite team. But I've never been to a Minnesota game. And I think I met a Minnesota player. I met a basketball player, but I don't know if I ever met my favorite player, Fred Tarkenton and all. I never met a Minnesota player. They have let me down over and over. You know what I mean? I've never met them. And even the Huskers. Well, I know the Huskers. But, after a while, you're not part of the organization, but you're part of it because you support it. But we really don't know the intertwined workings and the sacrifice that those young men take.
Yeah.
And so, it's crucial that, we respect everyone.
Yeah.
So what is going on with you, Brother Shad? What's you been working on anything?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, shameless plug here. Be sure and tune in right here on 95.7 The Boss every Sunday from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock for Sunday afternoons with Shad B. And I will be playing a number of your favorite classic songs, 60s, 70s, early 80s. And then towards the end of the show, I generally play around 30 old school classics every week. And then towards the end of the show, I throw in some new music that you may not have heard, and also some local music from Nebraska or surrounding states as well. So just you never know what I might have, but be sure and tune in because I'm always excited to play the old school classics on Sundays.
Okay.
And it's kind of a fun throwback. And if you're a young up and coming artist, listen to my show. Who knows, you may find a sample you want to use too. So anyway, that's one thing I've been working on lately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also, along with my business partner, Thomas Lawson, big shout out to him, who's actually a former Husker.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on starting a YouTube channel of fun reaction videos.
Okay.
And so anybody that's got a product or service they want to see us react to, just let me know. But we've done some so far. We ate CMOS live on camera.
Okay.
We also ate the Coca-Cola Oreos live on camera.
Coca-Cola Oreos. What's that?
Yeah, it's Oreo cookie that is Coca-Cola flavored.
Okay.
But it's actually just a good way to ruin Coke and Oreos both. But the good thing about the Coca-Cola Oreo is if you have children that won't stay out of the cookie jar, put those on top. They'll take one of those out and eat it, and they'll never get in the cookie jar again. They were kind of rough to eat. And
you said now what you said Coke and cookies?
Yeah, Coca-Cola flavored Oreos.
Who make them?
Oreos.
Oh.
Oreo has been coming up with some crazy flavors over the last few years.
Okay.
They got a lot of attention drawn to it because Dionne Warwick went after them on social media and was tweeting at them and telling them that it was almost blasphemous what they've done.
What about changing the Oreo?
Yeah, by putting all kinds of weird espresso Oreos and
okay, so changing from chocolate to all the other flavors.
Yeah, she said bring back just stay with. She told them to stay with the Oreos she grew up eating when she was a little girl,
right? And
they'd be fine. She's been having them since the 40s and 50s, and they those work fine, but stay away from the other ones.
Right.
So Oreos, they trolled Dionne and sent her a whole case of all kinds of experimental flavors. And
I'm pretty sure she tried them.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. I'm sure curiosity got to her.
Yeah. Did she tell anybody yet?
She didn't like them.
Oh, she like?
Yeah, she went after Oreos.
Yeah.
She said, "Look what they did."
You said it was a Dionne Warwick?
Yeah.
Okay.
They saw her tweeting at them and were like, "Oh, well, let's respond."
Okay. Well, I was just at Walgreens. I mean, not Walmart the other day, and I saw some Oreos, and I was about to get one. Because I grew up with those things too, with some cheese. Oh man, I can't. Omaha the Birds Plus. Man, I'm getting hungry already, but I don't know if I want an Oreo though. Well, I do like Oreos. I got a craving for Oreos now. Maybe we'll get one today.
The original though, right?
Yeah, the original black and white. Yeah, ebony and ivory.
Yeah.
Like we coming to y'all this morning. Shouts out to McCartney and Jackson. Bringing people together, y'all.
Yeah.
We gotta stop being so sensitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So on this Making Money Monday, we're just talking about just different systems and mutualism is a system where we need each other. We need to support each other. This is how we're going to, grow as a community. And even amongst all this change on the government level, it's still got to go back, and we still have to support each other. So if you're in need of anything domestic, we have the great organization of United Way in this community that facilitate, connecting all the nonprofits that bring services to you. So if you need anything domestic, 211 is the number you can call. Food, shelter, help with paying your rent, paying your utilities, whatever it is, doing your taxes. There's nonprofits here in this community that can help you a majority of the time for free or on a sliding scale. All right. So 988 is a number. Sponsored again by Boys Town. I told you greatness come from here. If you need to talk to someone confidentially, remember we are attacking suicide. We don't want no one to harm themselves. You are important to somebody. And that child that you have, they want you there tomorrow. And so regardless if you got bad news or not, medical or whatever, run towards it. No one has beaten death. No one has beaten death. I'm trying to though. I'm testing out the theory. Brother Shad, it said in the Bible, whatever man think, so is he. So I'm thinking I'm getting younger every day. I'm gonna be the first Black Benjamin Button. I'm getting younger every day. So I'm testing out that theory or hypothesis because going through a Lutheran college, theology was part of the curriculum. But I always ask, what is the lab for theology? Theology didn't have a lab when I was in school. All the other allergies, they had labs where you can test those theories and hypotheses, but you can't test those sermons in the written word. But then I found out later as I've matured that the lab for theology is life. That's the lab for theology when you're actually living life and sacrificing for your brothers and sisters. All right, so that's the lab. So that's how we put it in practice over here. That's why we're a research radio station. Our goal is to modify our behaviors so we're better individuals, better family members, and better citizens. And so we've been bringing on shows to ease your psyche. And Shad show on Sundays, 2 hours of old school music, and you got authentic music. I mean, real writing, real instruments being played, no synthesizers and stuff like that. Real authentic music. That's probably the greatest era of music in that 40s, 50s, 60s when they basically started develop the phonograph, the album. And I went to Motown and I said, hey, and all the equipment is big. I said, how do they make all this stuff? How do they know this is gonna do all this stuff? But you see all the big tubes and everything was original, but now everything is so computerized and you don't know what you're hearing these days. Is it live or is it Memorex? And so Shad plays that music that you can appreciate. Those who you hear they appreciate women, they appreciate love and the courting of relationships. This is the music that brought neighbors together. It produced a lot of babies too.
You must have heard me playing Fire and Desire yesterday.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Girl, what you doing over there? Got the fire in me. So we play that great music on Sundays, and it's kind of like a throwback of KOWH. I know brother King listened, KBWH, KOWH, and so it's kind of like a throwback to that era of that first black radio station here in Omaha. So we giving shouts out to those that we're to those shoulders that we're standing on, without a doubt.
Definitely.
And then after that, we got a new show that started after Shad, The Big Fish. My man Myra Pierce is going to be talking about entrepreneurship. Friday, new show, 3:00. Elevate with Jay Shannon and Jay Lucas, talking about community issues from a spiritual platform, but from a new generation, a mindset. Lana Solution, she started her first show this Friday, and she's talking about debt and credit solutions. We've been asking people, to, manifest your greatness by teaching others how to fish. No jive in 2025. I can't be the only one, teaching or soothing or agitating. We need your voice on the air. So if you want to start your own radio show, give us a holler. I know everybody trying to do podcasts. We do podcasts too, but I started a podcast thing even before it was called podcasting. I started back in 2009. Some of y'all weren't even born. But I was doing streaming and I had an app a long time ago when we first started. I built my first radio station on my house. Do this for real. And so make sure you guys on this Making Money Monday, let's use the system of mutualism where I need you and you need I. Let's enhance each other's skill set. Let's respect each other's skill set. And so we can even improve our skill sets even more. It's time to brag off God. Our skills come from God. I'm bragging off God. It's not bragging. But if it is bragging, I'm bragging off God because my skills, my determination, my blood, my bones come from God. So I'm bragging. I'm stepping on toes. Flee, devil, flee. And that's my attitude. Even with our campaign, we're on a behavioral movement. Of course, I would love to win. That's the objective. But the greater win would be a behavioral shift of our community. To me, that would be the greater win. Is a behavioral shift in our community where, again, this Making Money Monday, where we start supporting each other in business. And happy birthday to at one time, the fastest woman in Nebraska, Kathy Harris. Happy birthday to you. That was my first girlfriend too. But and I told you, well, she was so fast, I had to catch her on the bike. That's how fast she was, fellas. Woo! Happy birthday to you, Miss Harris. Shouts out to the Harris family for raising a beautiful daughter, without doubt. Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. Condolence to anyone that's going through something this morning. Congratulations to anyone that's celebrating this morning on this Making Money Monday. What's going on with you, Big Shad?
Well, I want to say a happy birthday to one of the artists that I play on my show.
Okay.
Pastor Clifton Hobbs III over in Bellevue, Nebraska. Is having his birthday today. And I've played some of his music the last couple of weeks, in fact, on the air. So happy birthday to them. Also, congratulations to two other artists that I played, Breland and Stanley, for the Grammy Award they won for the song they wrote for Chris Brown.
Okay. Oh, so they won Grammy last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw them post that on Instagram last night.
Good. Did were they at the Grammys? Did they go?
That I don't know. I didn't see that. I just was scrolling through the post and
cool.
saw they were excited that they won. So big shout out. I know Stanley's been on the morning show.
Yeah.
With you. So
you're going to bring them back. So to show some Grammy hardware.
Yeah, definitely. So that's pretty cool. No, we got a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like like you're saying with the Sunday show, we play a lot of the same music that KOWH played.
Mm-hmm.
And same era for sure, and a lot of the same artists from those days. Al Green,
mm-hmm.
Marvin Gaye, Four Tops, Junior Walker, and the All Stars. It wouldn't be me if it didn't have Junior Walker and the All Stars on there, because they've always been near and dear to my heart.
Right.
So a lot of that great throwback music that you don't hear anymore.
But Sunday you will.
Sunday you will. Yes, Sunday you will.
Yeah, from 2 to 4.
Yeah.
Every Sunday. So make sure you guys pull up your Kool-Aid and sit back and reminisce. Grease some hot dogs. It's after church too. So you can enjoy, enjoy that good rhythm after some gospel music, because that old music, it all comes from that gospel that gospel foundation. All these musicians are also gospel artists or either gospel musicians, and they just they play secular music also because God gives them that versatility.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Oh yeah, definitely. And sometimes if you listen to my old school show, you'll hear songs that maybe you didn't know uh, what you thought was the original was a cover because the cover version was so far back.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I know that surprises people is "Saving All My Love for You" wasn't a Whitney Houston original.
Okay.
Marilyn McCoo actually had the record out in '78.
Okay, yeah, and you realize you hear a lot of these remakes, even some of the 80s and 90s artists they remade classics from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. They like I said remakes.
Yeah.
Good music and good lyrics transcend time.
Yeah. And some of the artists have amazing backstories to them.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one recently that I had shared on my show was "The Locomotion" by Little Eva.
Okay.
Now, Little Eva was actually Carole King's babysitter.
Oh, really?
And Carole King and her husband wrote the song.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted some name artist at that time like Dee Dee Sharp to record the song.
Mm-hmm.
They all turned it down. All the women singers they presented to said, "Nah, we don't like it.
Right.
We don't want it." So they said, "Well, we can have the babysitter record a demo of it."
Mm-hmm.
So Little Eva went in the studio at 16, one take, recorded the record, put it out, and had a #1 hit with it.
Wow.
Because they said, "Oh, it's so good, we don't need to use it as a demo. Let's just put it out like that."
Wow. Wow.
So there's a lot of fun backstories. So be sure to just tune in on Sunday, and I'll tell you some of them.
Without doubt. Like I said, I've been working with Shad for almost probably 20 some years, and
yeah.
Ebony and Ivory, baby. So even when we first started 1690, he had a show. So I like to be an example of how God will want us to be. And I've always been a team player, and every team I've been on have always been diverse. Always. Every team I've been on. And so I appreciate the talents that everyone brings, because everybody have different skill sets, and we have to start appreciating them. And so just making money Monday, that's why we talk about mutualism is the best system, because we can appreciate others for who they are and what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
And that's why I would challenge anyone from the capitalist, socialist, or communist, because America is all of them also. And it's like an intertwined, because we got people from all over the world. We got people from communist nations here. We got Russians here that live in America. We got Russians, a lot of Russians here in Omaha. We got Germans here. Hell, Hitler. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of different influence, some good, some bad, and some positive, some negative. And that comes in all cultures.
Yeah.
So we got to really, look at, the systems that we utilize, and people come from all parts of the world, and they're used to different types of systems: capitalism, socialism, and communism. We got people from all different systems coming to America. And so that's why I said all systems are being used, and even in our government, because we have a Social Security, we have ACDC, we got subsidies to farmers. That's a socialist society, y'all. But also we're a communist society, because the government controls the taxes on the gas and the price of the gas and other things. Now tariffs, in the latest conversation. But, I don't know too much about tariffs. I know it's another tax on products. But America is in a deficit with all those countries. So how are we going to get out of that deficit if we don't try to get out of that deficit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what is the administration supposed to do? Continue to pass on debt to the next generation, our children? Because y'all today are selfish and greedy. So then also I want to break this stereotype, because I had a conversation with a gentleman yesterday, and and I like to. I'm a study of history. I love history. So, and I would love to interview Donald Trump. I'm gonna pray that I interview him because I'm gonna ask him a certain question so we get rid of all these stereotypes. So the red hat, make America great again. Most people think um, the greatest era in American history was a course before the Industrial Revolution. So even though we had racism here in America, Black people had way more infrastructure. We had hospitals, we had dentists, we had all these parallel infrastructures. But when we integrated, all those parallel infrastructure were diminished. We have no Black hospitals. We have everything we crying about. We used to have. So during that era, I forget what I got to talk to my man again. What era that was? But America as a whole was doing good in the world. I think you said post World War One, where of course we were separated and divided, but again, Black people had way more than we have now. Political power also, because a lot of districts in Alabama and all that stuff, a lot of people had there was a lot of Black congressmen and women during that era also. So he was arguing that Trump is talking about that era of America. Of course, we can't change America, but the economic drive of Americans at that time, because Black people were inventing stuff and they were uneducated, and they still was inventing great things. And then America itself, then Industrial Revolution and the agriculture, everything America was great. So we can't change isms. We can't change slavery. That's just part of our history. But if we look at history, Black Wall Street was during that time. We have a lot of unity. Let's just talk about it. We had Black unity. And so there's pros and cons, but make America great again, I don't think is bad. I think we need to focus on not sending monies to other countries to kill people. We need to bring money back to our shore so we get people off the streets, create more mental health hospitals, and then also invest in our young people so we can decrease the crime rate in America. I think we have the resources. I think we got to be intentional, and then we also should demand other countries around the world to treat their people good.
Yeah.
So they won't come here. Honestly, if people treat their people good, I don't know. But this is human. This is mankind. We just poor trees are treated bad in every country. I don't care where you are on this globe.
Yeah.
So, Omaha, the birds of bless. We just want to put some thoughts in your head because people are putting a lot of fear. Every time I was at church the other day, and a politician got up in church. It's supposed to be for Martin Luther King, and he talking about Trump, and he scared Trump. Man, you in the church? What are you gonna be scared? Honestly, I mean, it tripped me out. He's behind the pulpit. This dude, politician. I ain't gonna say his name. You know who he is. Y'all gonna go tell. He up there. Well, our president, man, we here for a march for Martin Luther King. We're not here to talk about no divisiveness, because that's what it's going to create. Because that's the current environment, division. I left the room. I got up and walked out. It's probably my last name is King. We're probably talking about Martin Luther King. They're talking about scared of somebody else. So I've been asking, why are you scared of someone you never met? So you got a little faith, and it concerns me. The Constitution. So we really need to go back to civics. The Constitution is a great piece of work. Now our answer was the founding fathers. Some of them were slaves, but that document that they created was as fair as you can get at that particular time. Because because it was a commodity before then. Now we can change it, gives it all the whole man, so we all 5/5. So nothing there perfect, but that document is set up so we won't have another dictator. But the media is always talking about you want to be a dictator, and all the politicians say no. We have 3 branches of government: judicial, executive, and legislative, and they were set that way so we will never have a dictator, y'all. Do you agree, Chad?
I agree, because if you really look at policy,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where I see mainstream media really leads people down some roads to thinking stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't do your own research and you just sit there and listen,
Right.
a lot of the propagandists that masquerade as a journalist that come on TV and stuff will have you thinking all kinds of crazy things.
Right.
And it's not even rooted in any fact. It's other than they don't like somebody. And whoever they don't like, they're going to tell you everything bad about them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no way for a dictatorship to happen in the U.S. because you see what happens in the elections.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody goes too far, there's an election and they lose, whether it's the mayor, whether it's the governor,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's, the president of the United States. They won't get reelected, or the party won't get reelected if they even try to move too far that way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like what some of the stuff that was going on just a few years ago when they were trying to say people had to get, vaccines,
right.
certain vaccines, or you would lose your job, things like that. Well, they went too far with it. And a lot of those same politicians that were pushing all this stuff lost their next election.
Right.
Right now we're seeing it play out in Chicago. I can almost guarantee you their mayor is going to get recalled.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's went too far trying to be like a dictator.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 75% of the population in Chicago is upset with him.
Yeah. And I think another reason why, because it's a sanctuary city.
Yeah.
And they gave immigrants more services than they gave people that live in Chicago. They gave them a stipend, they gave them credit cards, and these are poor people that's been living in Chicago for every Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know everybody want to talk about this immigration issues, but I mean, what's fair if we can't leave the United States, if no child support, then we all got to follow the same laws. No one is above the law. Yeah. Period. And so, it's tough conversation, but what's right is what's right, and what's wrong is what's wrong. We just got everybody got to hold up. No one wants some responsibilities these days. Yeah. That's what it seemed like to me. I don't know. Yeah,
they did. I know in Chicago, they had a predominantly Black high school.
Mm-hmm.
They closed the school down last school year. They closed the school down, told the kids they had to go home like they did during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the kids didn't even have access to the internet at home to do the online classes because they said, oh, it's getting cold and we need a shelter for illegal immigrants to come in. So, and then they acted mad because the parents were outraged, but...
So they put illegal immigrants in their school?
Yeah, and housed them in there.
Wow.
And they've also moved them into neighborhoods, unvetted, so people have no idea who they're putting in their neighborhood. Is it somebody that's out because they're a criminal? Mm-hmm. What is,
What variable you don't know?
Yeah. And so now you've got people in, and I know I've been following what's been going on in Chicago because it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's getting worse.
And the amount of resources that's going to it. Mm-hmm. But there's people, like you were saying, that live right there in Chicago that have been there all their lives, that were born there, that are hungry,
Right.
But somebody can come into their country illegally, and they say, "Oh, here's a place you can go to a hotel. We'll pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a card for food."
Right.
Because they were saying they didn't like the food that was provided to them, so they gave them a card for food. But how about this for Americans that are struggling?
Right. Right.
And so it's almost, to me, it would be the same thing as if you had children at home. Your kids were hungry, but you bagged up the food in the house and took it. You took it out to Sally down the road that said, here's the food,
Right.
but your own kid's starved.
Right. So it's not being insensitive, and these are the conversations we got to have. I got a call from a lady that's dealing with immigration. We're gonna be having them on, I think, Wednesday morning. We're gonna have a few organizations that represent that subset, that population. So we talk about what's going on with with the immigration issues.
Yeah.
And then people are put in a position that that you're supposed to feel guilty. But I got to remind you guys, as a Black man, when my ancestors traveled from plantation to plantation, I don't know if y'all ancestors traveled from plantation to plantation, but mine's did. So I'm not going to feel guilty, because did your ancestors travel from plantation to plantation? And if they didn't have their paperwork saying that I was owned by Master King, because that's my last name, Master King owned me. And if I had my Master King paperwork, you know what they would have done to me? They would sold me to another plantation, or they would have hung me, because boy, you don't have your papers. And if you're an American, if you're an American Black, I'm talking about like there's a slavery. You have to have your papers. You have to show that you belong here. This is where my people come from. And I can't feel sorry for nobody else, because I got to feel sorry for my people. We still haven't got reparations. We still haven't got a restitution for my ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears. And then others are coming over and moving in front. And Black people in Chicago, I got brothers in Chicago, and they different up in Chicago. They different up in Chicago, for real. Mob city, for real. So they different up there. So, and I love Chicago too. That's my favorite city. But we got to stop pointing the finger. Everybody got to follow the law, y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody got to follow the law. It's just that simple. No one is above the law. No one's above the law. Donald Trump, he went to court, didn't he? He went above. He went to court, didn't he? Yes, he went to court, because he's not above the law. Did y'all see him in the prosecutor? I don't know if they handcuffed him, but you saw when they took him in custody. Y'all saw that the president in custody. He's not above the law. Even he got in custody. So come on, y'all. No one's better than no one else.
Yeah.
And for those that are suffering, I'm glad that they didn't evict the people or make the people over a city view apartments move out, because where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? So hopefully they found a solution to, their living conditions, but there's homes and buildings like that all over this metro, all over America. And so that's what we talk about. Let's invest in America.
Yeah. Yeah. Because for real, Black Americans built this country. And so if we're going to invest, that's where I believe a lot of that investment needs to go back into.
Right.
And so I think we need to really think about some of this stuff rather than I think the emotional thing. They're like, oh, they're just, coming over, but not everybody that's coming is coming for a good reason.
No doubt.
And that's why we need to vet anybody that comes in to see who's coming. It's no different than if I come and knock on your door, you're going to look and see who it is. Do I know him?
Right.
Do I want him to come in here?
Right.
And if it's somebody you don't know or somebody that you're like, oh, wait a minute, this person is, some awful criminal with like a record, 10 pages long that probably means me harm, then no, we're not going to grant you access to wherever you're trying to get into.
Sure.
And try being a United States citizen. Try to get into some other country. Try to go into Canada. Try to go into
Mexico.
Yeah. Try to go into any of these other countries without documentation and paperwork.
You'll get arrested.
Yeah. Try to go work there illegally or live there illegally or vote in their elections and see what happens.
Well, I was in Tijuana and the police pulled me over in Tijuana and I immediately left after they let me go. A lot of people said that I was very lucky that they let me go because I had a brand new car. I had to rent a car and they said I was lucky. And so, but I'm not a criminal. But I was lucky. So these are conversations we need to have. Wednesday morning, we're going to have representative that's going to be representing the immigration population, and so they can know what they need to do in regards to this current situation. If they need to go file paperwork or whatever it is to avoid ICE, then it's so. But it's not just illegal immigration. They're going after people that have expired visas, expired green cards, expired work permits. So I know they're going after Chinese men. I've heard that because of all the espionage. So, I mean, there's many reasons why this stuff is going on, y'all.
Yeah.
And with the border open, they don't know if Al-Qaeda is over here, ISIS is over here. They don't know. They honestly don't know.
They have no idea who came through. Our border was literally open for 4 years with no
checks and balance. No checks and balance.
Yeah, they're just flowing in.
No checks and balance. So indirectly, I look at it, being a sociologist, we got an influx of people. Now, where are they going to live at? Now they take up space where it's usually been Americans. Now the rent is higher for Americans. Yeah. The rent, because there's lack of access. Everybody talking about affordable housing, but we'll have affordable housing if everybody was illegal.
Yeah.
We had legal immigration, then we can monitor what we need to build. But if you got an influx of people, you can't monitor how you build a society like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So we educated over here.
Yeah.
We're not stupid. And I'm not going to let stupid rhetoric or stupid people lead a conversation. My mama made sure I was able to read and write. Y'all call her stupid because she couldn't read and write, except for our great neighbors. But for y'all that travel the devil, y'all consider us stupid. That's why I brag off my education, because I'm letting you know that I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
And we're not going to allow those that come with that approach to manipulate us or intimidate us. Period. I'm fighting for my ancestors, y'all. And if you're mad because I'm sticking up for my ancestors, then so be it. I come from a mama that did not pass on a burden to me. And what I mean is that she picked cotton for white folks. She cleaned houses in West Omaha. I was a driver on 108th and it's 120th and 119th. That's the house is on 119th and what street is that? Blondo. House still there. I wanted to go knock on it and see if the people still live there. because they pay my mama, and my mama, that's how we survive. But my mama never taught me to hate my white brothers and sisters, even though she picked cotton, even though they got whipped. She would pass that burden on to her son, and so that's why I'm able to dialogue with everybody. That's why I'm able to get along with everybody because my mom didn't pass on that burden of hate down to me. And so that's why you see Shad here. That's why we've been working together. We're an example of brothers because I know for a fact the hue of your skin does not make you my brother. Period. 95.7 The Boss. Oh, yeah, this day is Making Money Monday. We don't talk about dollars and cents. We talk about the behaviors that bring dollars and cents, collaborating, bartering, partnering, using consignment, collective economics. These are the things that's going to bring you dollars and cents. Those behavioral shifts of collaborating, coming together as mammals. That's the greatest part. That's how you make the money. Because you are the money. You are the money. God had given you skill sets, and now people hire you or pay for your time by employing you so they can use your skill sets and your time. And so that's why I say you are the money. Anything else you got? Anything else on your mind, Shad, before we get out of here?
No, not a lot. Just I think that was a good conversation for Monday.
Right.
Definitely.
Making Money Monday, y'all. Be purposeful today on collaborating, partnering, bartering, using consignment, saving, investing, using collective economics, coming together and develop investment clubs. And then the best of them all is using mutualism. It's a system where I need you and you need I.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this story from a gentleman that gave me my first computer when we first started a radio station. He didn't know me. I knocked on the door, just like Brother Shad said, should I let him in? You know what I mean? We talked a little bit, and he felt comfortable. They let me in, and I asked him, could they, help me in regards to a computer because I wanted to build, my first radio station, and they went beyond that. They gave me a computer, and they put all the specs to make sure the computer works. Wow. As efficient as possible. And his name was Steve. And he introduced me to his father-in-law, who also named is Steve. And this meeting happened, it's 2025 now. So I don't know how long. It's probably at least 15, before. It's probably about 15 years ago. When I knocked on that door over on 50th and Grover. I'm a North Omaha kid, but I went to school over in South Omaha, Bryan. So I used the whole city. And the older Steve came out and we were just talking. And I was telling him about what I was trying to create a voice for the voiceless. Black people haven't had a radio station in years, and we needed our own. And he told me, and I'm just want to tell you this because everybody's going through something right now. Brother Steve is going through cancer treatment. And for those that are going through any kind of treatment, stay positive in your treatment. Stay positive in your treatment. Stay positive in your treatment. And lean on God. And so he got I haven't seen his wound, but he got open wounds from the cancer and stuff. I just want to let you know about him, and he's been a part of my organization, since we met. But he told me this story, and I want you guys to take advantage of this story. We are atoms, ATOMS. We're atoms. We're molecules made up. And our bodies are all atoms and molecules that which make us. And, sometimes atoms speed by 1,000 miles an hour in the universe. But every once in a while, two atoms collide. Bam. And when two atoms collide, They create providence. They create greatness. So I'm encouraging you to collide with another atom, to develop a relationship with another person, collide ideals and share your ideals and partner your ideals, so we can create greatness.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So shouts out to my brother, speedy recovery in your health struggles. Let's see, I don't know if it's my mic. In your health struggles, and if anyone else out there is struggling with health, keep your head towards God. Anything else, Shad, before we get out of here?
Well, what you were saying made a lot of sense with people working together and doing things. Just like me and you, years ago, how many years? Probably
over 15, somewhere, probably longer than that, 20.
Yeah, it was back in the 90s.
Yep.
We first got in touch with each other because I picked up the little magazines. What was it? The Go Ahead?
Go Ahead magazine.
Yeah, the Go Ahead magazine.
Right.
And called William King just right out of the thing. I think you had the same phone number back then too.
Yep. So Go Ahead. Shout out to Mr. Boone, James Boone. God rest his soul. I used to, man, Go Ahead magazine. I thought about that in a while. Go Ahead magazine was one of the original magazines that highlighted the greatness of our community, business people in our community, and the stories of our community. Go Ahead magazine.
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't thought about the Go Ahead in a while.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Mr. Boone.
So when you run across some people, you never know when you run across somebody. Take time and get to know them. You may end up working with them for the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah, without doubt. So we've been able to create greatness.
Yeah.
And we're still doing it. So
definitely.
Check out Shad every Sunday, 2:00 here on 95.7 The Boss. That old school KOWH, KBWH sound, baby. We're bringing it back right here for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Without doubt. Also, I'm going to be having some concert. I'm going to be giving some tickets and probably later this week to bring back the Love Tour. My man Lavelle out of KC. I told you I got the key to KC. They got Rough Ends, Ro James, Karen White, David Hollister. They come into the Holland Performance and Art Center, 12th and Douglas. Get your tickets at lavellemusic.com. Tickets at lavellemusic.com. Or you can just go to the Holland so they know they got them down there, without a doubt. Porch Group Entertainment doing that. We're helping them promote that. And then also we got our Boss Bash that's coming up in March. Tickets on sale. You get your tickets now. Go online. Go to our website, www.957fmtheboss.com. You can buy tickets there. www.957fmtheboss, THEBOSS. We spell it the correct way. Oh yeah, we use the Webster. So buy your tickets there. We got Glenn Jones, Sherelle, Miss Lady Blues, and then we just added a new artist, Ray Lavender. Of course, with our style. It could be free food. It's going to be a donation. It's like Tithe. You can write off your taxes. It's like Tithe. And so we're gonna do a movie premiere. I mean, like a comedy horror movie. Y'all might not vote for me after y'all see that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna vote for me because that guy right there. I gotta have him as my city council leader because I'm funny. I'm a real person, man. I ain't gonna get. Hey, I'm a businessman. Businessman work hard, play hard. March 29th is going down. Doors open at 6. Showtime starts at 7. We're gonna have a full show, y'all. We probably have tickets at LaFleur and Dailies, so you get them, in hand. And then also we're running for District 2 City Council. I turned in my petitions Friday. We'll hear something this week when we get on the official ballot. And so we needed 100 signatures. I turned in about 160. And got to be validated by registered voters in our district, which is District 2. Once that happens, and then we're going to be officially on the ballot. And I'm going to be out there advocating your vote. And I'm a businessman. I'm not I'm not a politician. I keep telling y'all, politicians are the top crooks. Yeah, they're the top crooks. They put Martha Stewart in jail. How can you put Martha Stewart in jail? And then they change the rules. You damn politicians. No, but no, I'm a businessman. I'm an advocate for business. Small businesses create the most jobs. We want to make sure that we focus on business. United Way, they got their nonprofits good. They got them. The nonprofits are shored up in this community. We need to focus on business, small business in particular. And then I got some ordinance I want to focus on. Of course, that $90 million that's going to Carter Lake, if I have something to do with it, I'm out. I'm going to make sure that it's going to be like what's that Tiananmen Square? What's that over in China with that what's that lady guy stood up against that tank?
Oh,
Tiananmen Square, whatever it is. We're going to have one over here because y'all come with a bulldozer. If I find out when y'all break ground, I know y'all breaks, I'm standing in front of the bulldozers. We're standing in front of bulldozers. We're going to see if you truly love this community. So I'm letting y'all know I'm standing in front of bulldozers if they're trying to put $90 million in Carter Lake, which is not North Omaha. Omaha, the birds, the bluffs. I'm a representative of District 2. I grew up in District 2, blood, sweat, and tears. I went to Long School, went to Kellum, went to Lewis and Clark, went to Walnut Hill, went to Adams, and completed my education at Bryan High before I went on to Midland Lutheran College at Fremont. I'm smart because of all those teachers that took time to help me. And shouts out to Miss Denton. I love Miss Denton. She's the first one that really sat down with me, and I got that reading stuff. You know what I mean? I got this reading stuff because I had to go read to my mom. And if I know that, I'd go back to the next day and talk to Miss Denton. Miss Denton make sure I knew that word. And then I went to college with her son. I got goosebumps. And then we became probation officers together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so the Denton family have, I haven't talked to Bob in a while. I don't know where he at. I don't know if Miss Denton's still alive, but she was the one. I love Miss Denton. I love teachers. And she was a Caucasian woman. See, I love breaking y'all stereotypes. I love breaking y'all stereotypes. And her and her son, we were just like that, like in college. We were able to help bridge gaps because when I went to college, Shad, there's a lot of brothers and sisters that never went to school with white folks and vice versa because we got people from Shadron or Meade, Nebraska, and then went to school with black folks. Yeah. But Jimmy Carter, God rest his soul, shouts out to Jimmy Carter, started busing, started immigrating, schools, and I got to, and then plus North Omaha, everybody thought it was all black. No, I had a lot of white friends in North Omaha too. So that perception, so I was able to bridge gaps because I was culturized. Yeah. I hung out with all cultures. And then going to Bryan too, which is a melting pot. You had Mexicans, Hispanics, you had white, you had black over at Bryan in South. So it's very integrated. And so it was culturized. And so I went to college, it was easy to bridge gaps because some of my white homeboys that never played black music, I was able to go to their parties and say, well, man, let's play one of your songs and one of our songs. And we were on the same team. My freshman year, all they played was rock and roll, Styx, AC/DC. And I love that music too. But we want to hear some Run DMC, some Fat Boys. We want to hear some Beastie Boys. You know what I mean? We want to hear because that's when hip hop was really taking off too. You know what I mean? And so was able to compromise and bridge gaps, and that's what my campaign is also about: is bridging gaps with different cultures because it's necessary. We're all on the same team. We're all on the same team, without a doubt. In my experience at Midland, I would never change my experience. And before I go, we had an interim session. We have First term, then had intern was like 1 month. You could take one class and get 3 credits. And that's usually during January because that's usually a break for college. And then you come back for your spring. So we had people from different colleges coming to Midland to take that 3 hours because it's only one class. And you only go to class, you only go to school for 3 weeks. You can't beat it. And so my good friend had a house. Shouts out to Mean Gene. I call him Mean Gene Oakland because, All-Star Wrestling, with the Crusher and the Claw and all of them. So I call him Mean Gene. And he had a house. And so he went home for Christmas break. And he let a Korean brother stay in his house. So myself and his Korean brother stayed at his house during intern. And so what I did, I took on all the Korean traditions for that month. So I said, okay. So we took our shoes off before we went in the house. When we ate, we ate on the floor. I think we had mats and they had like a little raised table, and we ate on the floor. And then we actually practiced karate with real knives.
Oh wow!
Really, really. I was practicing karate with real knives. So I know how to block. I'm not block. I know how to block. I can show you how to. And if you get stabbed, it's best to get stabbed in your arms versus in your internal organs. Yeah. Especially if you got someone with a knife. This knife is really hard to defend because they can. But you defend it, and then it's best to get your arms cut up versus your internal organs. So that experience, man, it was so great. Hanging out with that Korean brother and learning their traditions. And then meeting George Asaka from that's my first African brother I ever met. And he's from Ghana. And he went to Midland. So that experience, man, we got to appreciate each other's differences without a doubt. Yeah. April 1st is the primary. May 13th is the general election. You'll hear more about our candidacy once we get officially on the ballot. But I am running for office. I am doing it seriously, and we're going to make sure that the home team win. We're going to make sure the home team win, without a doubt. Any shots out, Shad, before we get out of here?
Big shout out to my business partner, Thomas Lawson, down in Lincoln. Also, shout out to, I always said that Clifton Hobbs III. It's his birthday today over in Bellevue.
Yes. Tammy said, "What's up? Happy birthday, Pastor Hobbs."
Oh, awesome.
Tina Jimerson. Oh. So they must be doing some good work. Everybody know.
Yeah, he must be.
Yeah.
And a shout out to my pastor, Mark Chipwood, over at Stonebridge. And just shout out to everybody tuning in and listening.
Without a doubt.
And DJ Mecca. He's always tuning in and listening to us. So.
Oh yeah, Mecca. He always showing no eyes. Yeah, he's staring at Mecca. Make sure you guys go to 95.7 The Boss. Get your tickets for the Boss Bash. It's a fundraiser for our station. It's a 10th and 15th year anniversary of 1690 and 95.7 The Boss. It is also my birthday. I'll be 60 without a doubt. And to make this milestone, my mama would have been happy because 2 of my brothers got killed at 19. And I was asking God, is there a curse on my family? Am I going to live past 19? And so shouts out to my first girlfriend. Happy birthday. She helped me through the process because I was worried that I wouldn't be living. And I was worried that it was a curse on the men in our family because both my brothers got killed at 19. And so I want to thank God for allowing me to get 40 years beyond that. And I think that was the last time my mom really gave me a birthday present when I turned 20. Because we're not really into presents and stuff. She was just happy just to be alive. That's the present. Y'all need material things to bring you gratification. Life was just great for my mom. Just being alive. That was the gift. And so that's how I am. I don't get into materialism. If you decide to give me a present, but if you obligate it, I mean, if you know me, if I'm, I will, but I don't expect it, and I won't hold anything against you at all. I focus on life. Health is wealth, y'all, without a doubt. So take care of yourself. Get in the best shape for you. we're all different, but we got people that want us to be around, and we have choices in that. We can extend our days on earth by changing our friends, by changing our eating habits, because sometimes friends will get you in trouble, way more trouble than eating habits. So we got sometimes you got to change everything.
Yeah, some of them friends will get you killed.
Right now. So we got to look at everything that's going to put risk in your life.
Yeah.
And that's more on the stress side.
Yeah.
But let's take care of ourselves because you are important, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Omaha, the Birds of Blessed. Make sure you guys support our sponsors. Let me put some ads up here. Support our sponsors because they support us. Again, today is Making Money Monday. We encourage you to either barter, partner, collaborate, save, invest, use collective economic, and use the best system of them all, mutualism, where I need you and you need I. Let's and I guarantee you that's going to bring the dollars and cents. By us working together, that's going to bring the dollars and cents, y'all. Remember, you are the money. Boss with us.
Omaha, get ready. Porch Group Entertainment presents the Bring Back the Love Tour.
Here, I thought you were about to pull up the Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney song.
That'll be a good time. Oh man, I need to see you want to talk about something specific.
Oh, when did you want to start the fundraising for the campaign after it gets approved?
Yeah. So I should hopefully by not today. I hope I'll get to today, but I turned myself on Friday, but they said it might be as late as Wednesday.
Okay.
Maybe as early today or late Wednesday. I hear something.
Okay, perfect.
Let's see.
Dave Hollister, Thursday, February 13th at the
And
Hollister Arts Center.
Then once that happens, then it will be official. I'm gonna have a hard time finding a headquarters, so if I can't find that next day, so I'm just gonna do it at my house. I got a room with just phones in there. I need a central location.
Yeah.
Got the bank account and all that stuff set up. And then, so we can start taking donations.
Okay.
And then with the Democratic Party, they give us access to the van, which will give the phone numbers and all that stuff. So I got to circle back around with them so they can kind of use the toolage for the step-by-step on how to pull out information for the system.
Yeah.
And once that, then I can either call this and either distribute to rest of them.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good.
So this week we're trying to hit it hard. Updating the website. I'm really good trying to make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be before we start with our commercials and launch that stuff. So the next 48 hours, the website should be updated and everything should be updated in 48 hours. So when that happens,
Oh, good. And then I had an idea. I wanted to run this by you and see what you thought. For I didn't know, maybe do it Sundays, maybe I don't know in the morning. I don't know when or if this is even a good idea. But have people come in, either local artists, even politicians, anybody that's kind of somebody in the community. And do a special with them where we, instead of talk to them about, like whatever they're doing so much, talk to them about what influenced them musically when they were growing up, and go through, like for instance, with say a local artist, bring them up and say, okay, so what music were you listening to when you were a kid? What artists influenced you? And what are some, maybe your top 5 or your top 10 and then go through it with them and play the songs out, on the air, and then talk to the artist about, or whoever it is,
Right.
how those influenced them, and get people from different eras. Like you might bring somebody up that's 70,
Right.
that's going to tell you about, how the Four Tops influenced them, or bring in somebody that's 30-year-old, 20-year-old, and what they grew up with, what music they grew up with, what it did. Are there a certain song that got them, interested in music or doing whatever it is that they're doing?
Right.
Kind of the soundtrack of your life type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And do something like that with people and see.
I said, you can do all of those. You can probably bring people on your show to do that too.
Okay.
I really don't focus on artists as much. I rather have artists focus shows that do that.
Yeah.
So I do interview sometimes artists on the morning time, but most it's always a event or a politician or a business owner. That's kind of where my focus is.
Okay.
But I do play their music. Some of the artist interviews I've done has been in the morning time. It's been more like today, evening time or something like that.
Okay.
Where you get, you have I don't know, just always had like I've always done something special for them.
Okay.
So like say, you can always bring something else. We have like an artist showcase, something like that. I would love to have like a room where they can even perform live. Actually go on the radio show. I would love to. I don't want to be essential.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. So anyway, we can work it out. So I'm with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do anyway. We just gotta figure out what's the best time to get it done.
Okay. That would be, because I was thinking that would be fun to do that.
Mm-hmm. We always got local artists like a point to a local artist show, and they can put more also.
Yeah.
Or when art could be interviewed, and then you never get a sign from or the same kind of music.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is for problem at all.
Okay.
That's something that we're already doing already.
Okay.
We need to put show around it or do that too. I have talked to Slim and my son about, they got these internet review shows. They listen to music and they rate the music of upcoming artists, these internet shows, and then they'll play the music and rate them. And if they actually charge them if they want to miss a spin or I forget what the was. So I thought about doing that for the FM. They just said that you're talking about listening to artist music. We'll put it actually on the air.
Yeah.
And then we'll let the citizens decide if it stays in rotation or not in the playlist. But also we can, if they want like instant listen, if they down here, they have to pay like a $10 donation in order to be heard instantly. Because we're not going to charge them anything to play music.
Yeah.
But if you want to be heard, you got to pay this donation. And that's how many people are making money on the internet. I said, I can do this. Because the POD manager, you know the artist POD.
Yeah.
I know his manager. That's what he was for. And you have like 120 people. And he was listening to music and says hot or not. And he'll charge them, if you want to get song played right away. And I said, man, how can I integrate that in radio? So he started doing that a few years ago. And I started seeing other people pop up, but they all internet based. No one's doing a radio perspective. We had I talked to Slim and my son about creating a show like that. We do it at different hours, different times, and where we actually are interviewing artists from all around the country, playing their music on air, and then letting the community decide if they can go on rotation, so they give artists some type of sense of a conduit opportunity to do radio.
Yeah.
It's a conduit, but also we can create drive some funds also. For the station by. So if you want to get an instant play, it's going to cost $25 donation. We give them our whatever it is, and then that way. And then I was going to share 50-50 if you do that show. Whenever we raise that money, $500, you raise $500, you get $250 for that show. I get $250.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So in that way, everybody eating.
Yeah.
Everybody eat, and then we get new artists that we're putting out on the platform, and then it's gonna be a precursor to the invention that'll create for artists.
Yeah.
So what you talk about is ideal, but we can expand it where we can actually create a live review show for artists.
Yeah.
And then we play for free, but if you want to get instant play, it's gonna cost this much donation. We'll give my PayPal or whatever it is, or they go to the website and play, and then bam, and we play the music instantly, rate it, and then we'll know what songs can go in regular rotation, so they can focus on royalties. So we do that once a week. I mean, that's going to be a revolution. I think it's going to be a revolution rate.
Yeah.
Also, it's going to create a certain niche that no other radio station in the world country is doing.
Yeah.
So next Sunday, I should have everything as far as the website up, as far as the strategy. So maybe we can meet after your show or after Myron, because Myron is helping me with like the editing and the video production, all the little videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Myron been doing that. And so maybe after this show, we can all talk again. I'll get all the guys to my first telemarketing, as far as the radio side too.
Okay.
Because I had guys reach back out on that side so we can start moving on both sides, on the campaign side, but also the radio side.
Okay.
Also, I thought about there's overpasses. There's overpasses in Omaha, so I will get some banners, campaign banners, and put it on the overpasses. So that's what I was doing last night, kind of measuring the bridges.
Yeah.
But also I thought about, in order to, I need to get a yard sign. I thought about getting some radio yard signs also and put them all over the district.
Yeah.
Because some people still don't know about the radio station, so indirectly that helped the campaign.
Yeah.
And I thought about just giving away $1,000 on the radio.
Yeah.
And so we get more, and then I think that will indirectly hit our campaign too.
Yeah.
So that got run separate in the campaign, but I'm gonna put the banners next to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because then that'll drive other listeners, potential people that I'm trying to look at every because I'm trying to use every niche or every idea in regards to, we got the radio station, still got to use other platforms too.
Yeah.
So in regards to win or not, we still got to increase our listenership and our potential of creating revenue.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this as a twofold campaign. So
yeah,
I got the dimensions. I'm gonna work on the flyers today. So it's just gonna be the main one. So I'm just doing a campaign. I'll do a poster like it'll be like 3x9. Probably just be this one, and then I'll create one for 95.7 The Boss. Put the logo on there. Tune in to the Boss Morning Show. Tune $100,000 a month. I don't know what kind of content. I don't know if I should focus on Black history. I don't know if I should direct. So if you have some ideas on how we can get away that $1,000. Of course, we want them to register, so now we got some emails and phone numbers, so we capture some information so we can use later for marketing. Yeah. So if you have some ideas on how we can, to move forward on that, I got some ideas, but I think that'd be a win-win. I want to increase our listenership because some people still don't know about us. So I got 200 lead signs. So I thought about ordering 200. Ball signs. We'll put them everywhere, all over the district too. Yeah.
Because I ran across something interesting. Now, I mean, mind you, I don't come into contact with all that many people in Omaha, but I'm here, on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
What I've noticed is I've ran across more white people that know about 95.7 The Boss than black people that know about it.
Right.
Because most black people, I tell them about it, and they rarely, unless they know you, don't know about it, which is surprising.
Right.
So I think it is.